And we're back for this season's finale with pleasure, performance, and Playboy Naughty Berry boner drinks. Brought to you by, not me, Coach Carl.
Dude, I hope it's not a boner drink. I thought it was funny.
The first thing I saw on the can was pleasure and performance. This is the kind of stuff this guy brings me. He means well, but I don't know if it's going to end well. This podcast is brought to you by Supdog Supplements. Use code CAVECAST at checkout to save on your order. Shout out to Rebuild Stronger and Zone Smelling Salts, our two main contributors for this season's episodes. That was pretty solid, right?
That was a really
good take. That was a really good take.
Nice.
And all the things that have torn me apart, nothing has made me more whole, covering the good, the bad, and the shit that keeps us going. Straight from the head ref's table, I'm your host, Travis Papa Bear Rogers, and you are listening to A Forest for the Trees, a Cave podcast finale. Oh, that was solid.
That was good.
Along for the ride with my co-host, Coach Carl. I want to say like cool stuff like how Anthony does for Roman, like, coolest last name in the league.
Yeah.
I like your last name.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like mustache. You know, I almost challenged him on that.
Really?
It was like, what's his last name? Mustachio?
Mustachio.
And I was like, but he doesn't really have like a big mustache.
Well.
And I just freshly...
You are the mustache man right now.
I am the mustache man right now.
It's not a league of, or it's not like a competition of who has the best mustache.
It's always a competition.
It's just who has the best last name. And he's got it, he's held it for like over a year now. So
That's true. All right, so, Carl, what are we going to talk about today?
we are answering some questions that got sent in.
Because it's what?
It is the season finale.
It is the season finale, and I think this is episode 26. Yes, because we've done 13 per... Because the last one doesn't count, because we were on Anthony and Roman's podcast. It was fucking me up.
There was a weird filler. Like I think
we
26
were
or
away.
27.
We were away from home. So yes, today season finale. We're gonna do some top Q&A questions. You submitted questions. We are gonna try our best to formulate some answers. Shout out to everybody who submitted questions. We got quite a few. So we picked like the top 10-ish. I think we got 8 to 10 on here, whatever we can fit in the show. And speaking of that, I didn't even fucking start the timer. So I'm going to let you go ahead while I go ahead and start this timer. Tips for improving your bench press, submitted to us by Gloves O Gucci.
Gloves O Gucci. Getting a better bench press. Well, I think it goes in stages, right? Newbie gains can carry a large bench from like you're benching just the bar to whatever your newbie gains end at pretty fast by doing anything. You can just do push-ups and you'll get a better bench. But as far as you get further down the road, you got to change things up, specify some things, find where you're weak at. A little like thing we started doing recently, started doing pin presses.
Pin press. Yeah, okay, so I like your answer, but let's try to like get a little more specific for people who are listening. So like, Carl, what's one of your weaknesses that we're trying to hit right now?
Touching. I can't touch in a shirt.
All right, that's not as easy to relate to everybody. I meant more like, okay, so we decided we wanted some more lockout power, right?
Yes.
Right? So locking out is one of our big things for Carl right now. So we are trying to emulate that and get the best of our abilities by snapping those triceps through and working on stability and balance at the top by coordinating pin presses.
Correct. So we found where a weak point is in the bench, and there's auxiliary movements to help that position of the bench, and you just isolate from there.
So we've been doing sets of 3 to 5 in that range.
Yeah, I think last time we worked up just like a lot of triples.
Yeah. And then more specifically, looking at the range of motion from where we're starting to aim at that weakness, right? So for me and Carl, since we bench with an arch in our shirts, right, we need to make sure where we set those pins is going to be advantageous enough for where we're starting that pin press. Because obviously, if we set the pins too low, right, and then we crawl under and implement our arch, it might almost already be touching us, right, from where the pins would be. So we want to set those higher.
Yeah, there's like a point in benching with the shirt where once you have that touch and the initial press, there's a transition period between where the shirt and your shoulders is to where it's all tricep.
They would refer to that as catching.
Yes.
You would be catching.
So our pins are kind of placed at that point where we catch.
Right.
Another great thing, I mean, just in general, if you want to grow a bench press, triceps and back are like a great staple. You know,
Yeah.
anything that involves your upper back or anything that involves getting bigger triceps is going to carry over.
If you're crawling into your upper back for bench, right? A bigger platform, aka where you're pushing your power off of in your back, right? If you're crawling into those traps and shoulders and lats, right? The larger your platform, the more stable the bench press, right? You want to take up more area on that bench, right?
Yeah.
So again, our bodybuilding days are super back dominant,
Super.
ranging from all kinds of different angles of lat pull downs to stiff arm lat pull downs, face pulls, and rear delt cable crossovers for that back side of the shoulders. We do pretty heavy chest supported rows on the Elite FTS. I have a plate loaded one here that we love. And then recently, on and off in programs, we really like to do banded barbell rows. And those are usually incorporated with some sort of angled bar, like a Swiss bar.
Yeah.
Right? And that's stabilizing that position, like almost in like a hinge position, but you're also squeezing at the top, meaning you're resisting those bands and keeping it there at the top. So each one's really focused on the contraction and like squeezing at the lats at that certain point, almost like you would be pulling it into it, which mimics us in a shirt.
Right, exactly. I think this is like maybe a secret of how you train people and how we train here, but you're big on frequency. You want to touch it a lot.
I'm a frequent person. I frequent this place a lot. It's probably because I own it.
So how many times a week do we hit upper back?
I would say at least 3 times.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Now, and our days aren't always it's not all back though.
No.
It's split up. Usually we'll do chest and back split so that way we recover quicker so we can touch back more frequently throughout the week.
I would argue it rotates between 3 and 4 times a week, only because we have 2 deadlift days as well.
I was thinking more specifically like isolating like the back and lats, not compounds that are utilizing them to their max potential.
Well, if you think about it, we're touching, it gets hit during that compound movement. So
You're big on touching today, man. You want to try to touch in the shirt. You want to touch on back times a day. You're feeding me dick drinks. You want me to touch my penis on everything.
I swear it's not like that.
I don't know, man. It tastes pretty good. I think there's something in it.
What's the name of the flavor?
Boner berry? No, it's naughty. It's
berry.
naughty berry.
Boner berries?
I'm like, oh man, these questions are so exhilarating. Super excited to answer another one.
So we I would say with 3 to 4 times a week. Our deadlift days, they rotate between 2 and a single, per either 2 times per week or 1 time per week. And then every single week we have 2 back days. So
I'm also a huge tricep advocate.
yeah,
I mean, think about I really enjoy, like, when I got into lifting, I know we talked about this a little bit on the podcast, I was very into bodybuilding, so, like, I really enjoy supersets.
Right.
So, like, we do all kinds of tricep supersets with, like, dumbbell rolling extensions into, like, tape presses. We do ones that are incline. We do supersets with a cable pull down, cable push down, and then turning around and doing the reverse over the head extensions. Like,
Yep.
We do a lot of different things that attack your triceps from different angles, all within the same set. And I really enjoy not only the endurance portion of building that, but also, hopefully, especially for me, transferring to the ligament longevity.
that's right. working the connective tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because mine's poor. Mine's poor.
What you got left
Mine
is-
is held together by duct tape and pipe cleaners and glue.
Well, some would say that you're trying to find your strongest tendon, like whichever
Yeah,
one lasts the longest.
yeah.
That's the one.
I don't want a total PR. I want to find out which tendon I have is still the strongest. Cool. And thank you for submitting that question. Next question. Favorite meats. So I think we get 1 each. Maybe me too, because I've done 3 times as much as you.
A little bit more than me.
A couple more. I've done like 1 or 2 more.
Just like a handful
Like
more.
a handful more. You can probably count them out. Favorite meets of all time to be part of. So I like this question because I think it doesn't necessarily have to be you were lifting in.
You were competing at it.
Like you were at that you loved or fell in love with, or like some aspect of that, / mistakes or craziest meat stories. So how about this? I'm gonna do 1 of each. I'm gonna do like a crazy meat story, and then I'll do like my favorite meat to be part of.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Sure.
I'm thinking.
So you gotta think. Because you've done so many.
I have such
you have so many to cycle through.
I'm flipping through the book.
God, dude. Sometimes I just look at you and I'm like, what a fucking man. Like, I wish the stories he's coming through right now.
Yeah, dude.
That probably all involve me. So I'd say the craziest meet story for me, one of them, I've done multiple ones, but this one is definitely the most memorable. So this was my first 1900 in wraps.
Okay.
And I know you've heard us talk about it. This is when I had a bad, like spot in my erector because Greg, our strongman PT, came out to this meet and worked on me in between squats.
What a guy.
Yeah, like he had brought a fold-out PT table and was like, Greg's fucking huge. Greg's well into the super heavyweights. Giant Filipino dude, just crushing into me, and just like beating the shit out of me and be like, all right, get up there, champ. Like, Greg's the man.
I'd like to think this answer also ties into the next question about being in Submasters. Like, get the PT to work on you. But no, the problem is this is a younger me meet though. That's the problem. This is still very like into roll with wraps. This meet was also the first accidental USPC meet. That's right.
So I go up for a third squat, and I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or like we just weren't talking. It was me. I remember it was me, AJ, Kyle Trollin, Corwin. Maybe Greg was in that crowd. Mm-hmm. I think it was like the four of us. Mm-hmm. Jess was not present at this meet. I don't think. She was not. Okay. And this was Kyle's first meet. So he had seen me do some crazy shit in the gym, but this is the first time we like competed together.
Yeah.
And I guess we weren't. Oh, and it was fucking Ed. Do you remember Ed?
Old man Ed.
Firefighter Ed?
Of course.
He's in the audience, right? So we're all looking at each other, right? I'm wrapping my knees. Ed's in the audience trying to yell something to AJ, and AJ's like, AJ.
Yeah.
So he's helpful, but he's also very fucking aloof. Like, he has no idea what the fuck's going on. And he's trying to get AJ's attention to get to me, because I'm looking down, not paying attention and focusing on my wraps, to look at the fucking buzzer, the timer.
How much time did you have left?
We had like 15 seconds.
Oh, you were... were you like just starting your first knee, or you...
We were like just starting my second.
Okay. You can make that work.
Maybe a little bit in there.
You can make that work.
So this story became later on known as the buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Right? So Corin's like, I guess one of them realized it. Ed's trying to yell. I think Corin's like, Travis, get the fuck up there. Like, just whatever you're doing, tie it the fuck off and go. So I like hastily tie that bitch off. I think I'm in Strangulators at the time.
Okay.
Or not Strang. I was in Phantoms. So you know them bitches were extra crunchy.
Oh yeah.
I run up there. I got like one wrist wraps on, and the other one's like Velcroed like here and like here. Like it's like unraveling as I'm trying to waddle as fast as I can. I pick the rack with 2 seconds to spare and walk it, and as soon as I walk it, the clock's already at 0.
Oh fuck.
So like since I've picked it, I'm technically still in time.
Yes.
Because as long as it's out of the rack. Mm-hmm. So I get the start command, and like literally the wrap just falls off. Like the wrap falls the fuck off my arm. And like I'm out of breath, like we were sweating, and dude, no joke, it was like the smoothest third attempt there was. Just dunked like 730, and then just fucking racked that bitch, got 3 whites. Everyone's freaking the fuck out. I'm still like, I think this might have been one of my first 198 meets.
Yeah.
I walk out of there. AJ's trying to calm me down and like get the wraps off me, but I'm so fucking hype. I'm like pushing him and like throwing him off of me, and he's like, "Hold the fuck still," and I'm just like shoving him the fuck off. And Corin, we get done. He's like, "Dude, that's the fucking craziest shit I've ever seen."
Yeah.
He was like, "You were 1 second away from not getting a new squat PR because you weren't paying attention to the clock." And he was like, the worst part was there was 4 of us and no one knew what the fucking clock was on.
Yeah, you had the most handlers there and still
yeah. It was fucking nuts. So the buzzer beater is one of my craziest ones. The other one was actually with Zach and Allison.
Okay.
We were in, what's that steel mill town in Pennsylvania? It's the one where Jen's old gym was. Fuck, it's the one Bobby goes to every year. I'm gonna kick myself in the ass when I forget the name. Anyway, they had a CrossFit gym there. It was like it was like in the steel mills. Like it was wild.
Okay.
That one, Zach and Allison were there. Mm-hmm. Zach was handling me. Zach Myers.
Okay, yeah.
So, one of the strongest dudes of all time.
Yeah, very strong guy.
Also, shout out Zach, the gentlest of all Giants, dude. Zach is one of the kindest, low-talking, calm people of all time. He is a sweetheart, man. I love that man to death. I coached him for many years. Got to coach him, luckily, through a few world records, and passed him on to MJ Greeno, which he's doing great. So, shout out to Zach for being the man, and still one of my friends today. I get to talk to him. I wish him and Allison were closer. They live in Texas now. But he's holding my wraps for me as I'm wrapping my knees. I wasn't even heavy wraps. I think I was in the, not the atomics you use, but the ones under it, just the grippers.
Yeah, the grippers.
So I was still squatting crazy heavyweight in just grippers.
Sure.
This is before I really got comfortable in atomics. He passes me the unwrap, no fault of his, totally my fault. Drop that bitch and let the whole thing unravel. So I got like the bungee cord wrap, and I'm like doing the thing where you like whip it around your leg and like the tail's like slapping people in the face and shit while you're
like,
panicking.
And then like a 4-foot radius.
Yeah. So I do that one, and this is probably another buzzer beater, fucking close to it, because we just fuck up shit and I just roll with it. The carpet on the platform was good, but I don't know, like I can't remember why I was the way I was that day.
Okay.
But I trip, like once I pick it.
Oh, okay.
So
it's on your back and you're
it's on my back and I pick it. I think it was my second attempt.
Okay.
Zach walks out to back spot me. Swear to God, I thought that big man shit his pants. Yeah. Like he thought I was coming down, the weight was coming down, like we were both just coming the fuck towards him.
What was the platform like floored with? Do you remember?
It was 2x4s in carpet, and I want to say it even had like an 8x8 frame around it, like how we do ours.
Was there like a little, like a bit of the carpet that was kicked up?
It might have been, or I just might have been the unlucky guy that found the little piece.
Yeah.
But I tripped a little bit, stumbled completely, stood straight back up with it, and then got a squat command from Bobby.
So sick.
And then fucking smoked it, and he was like, bro. And I was like,
never do that again.
Yeah, and Jess was refereeing at the time, so she's at the head refs table, and it's like, oh my God, oh my God,
yeah,
oh my
she's
God.
Not looking
like watching me almost fucking die. So by the time I went out for my third squat, Jess gets up from the table, is like, Bobby, I gotta leave the table for right now. Bobby's like, it's okay, he'll get it. But I'd say one of my favorite meets to be part of, was it the first one or second one?
What year are we talking about?
It's the pro.
The American Pro?
Yeah.
You didn't do the first one.
I didn't do any of them, but I refereed all of them.
Oh, that's right.
I refereed all of them.
That's right.
I want to say it was the second. Maybe first or second.
The second was one where we had some guys, like Rob did that one.
Yeah, but I wasn't refereeing to the next day. So it might have been the first one where I refereed more.
Okay.
Yeah, because the third pro I refed, but you were with me.
I was at that one, but that was like...
That was 3.
Yeah, and you hopped in off of like a... They need me to hop in and help out ref today.
Yeah, that's
like,
right. I did. Okay, yeah, because I was. Yeah, that's right. Because I was supposed to just.
You were just at the merch booth.
I was supposed to be like, chilling, and then they're like, "No, we need you." Okay,
you were so pissed too because you brought your magic cards and you were about to set up.
yeah, and then I got called a referee.
Like, put the fucking polo on and get up there.
Yeah, that was the one where I got that sweet polo though.
Yeah, it was It's a very nice polo.
So I think it was my second one, and there were some really good pictures taken of me while I was reffing that meet. It was the one where me and Joey Shepard were reffing together.
Okay.
And we were public enemy number 1. Because we were in people's assholes inside that monolith. Like, we were in between all the spotters, loaders on the floor. Like, yeah, we were both side judges. And, like, dude, it was such a bittersweet meet. Like, I loved being a part of it, but, like, looking at the photos and seeing, like, these pictures of me as an insider yet an outsider and just feeling so hard like that chance had been stolen from me.
Oh.
It was very bittersweet. Like, I was super happy to be part of it, but like I remember looking at those photos and I'm just like, dude, like thinking like what I was thinking at that time and just like watching these other guys up there and like people dapping me up before they went on the platform that had known me as a lifter and less as a referee, and I'm like, bro, like I'm supposed to be right there. Like that's my spot.
Like you had that competitive edge still, where you saw a guy squat and you're like, I could fucking knock him down.
Yeah. Like I was like, dude, like that's my place.
Yeah.
And like I hadn't been that recovered after surgery for my legs, so it was like, dude, watching that in person was like heartbreaking.
Yeah, I can feel that. I get you.
It's because I was like, how close I was to 2K Raw at under 198.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm probably never gonna have a shot at that again.
You know, will probably burn forever.
It probably will. It probably will be one of those things that burns forever.
Like, that's just tough to deal with, and you enjoy what you like, the totals you've put up in now, like in the.
I have, and
years.
I don't get it twisted. I am super thankful to still be a part of the sport in the capacity I am and doing what I can in equipment.
Yeah. That's just like, that's the thing about having like so many divisions and so many like
like
divisions you're in. Like
you might be done in one, but you could salvage and figure. If you really want it, you'll figure out a way.
Yeah, and be like, oh, that was cool back there, but I like this is cool now. But like, oh man.
And now look at me now. I'm like, man, Raw's for the birds. Raw sucks. Raw's not even fun.
If you told yourself that like 6 years ago, how would your past self like?
Dude, me 6 years ago, I would have been like, gears for pussies.
I fucking know it.
I know. But like, that's what I like talking to people about, like lifting in gears, because like there's so many of us, so many raw lifters with that mindset.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I benefit, like talking to people, because I've been on both sides of the fence.
You've totally been on both sides of the fence.
Yeah. So it's like I've been super competitive as a raw lifter, and done all the shit people are trying to do, and I'm like, nah, dude, like I was that person too. Like gears, super middle school gay.
Super middle school gay, yeah.
And I don't like it, and it's dumb.
Now we're in gear, and we're still
cheating.
saying it's still super middle school gay.
Well, that's just because the standards are fucked. But that's another episode. Stay tuned for the intro of season 3, where we talk about shit that's still wrong with equipped lifting. But yeah, those are my takeaway from my mistakes is don't trip on the carpet and don't drop your knee wraps, because once it unrolls, you gotta really hustle for the muscle, bro. You gotta really do your thing. You gotta show them who you are. You gotta break out that lone wolf mentality.
Yeah.
And just really swing those wraps around. Swing your dick and swing the wraps around in a circle. So,
like
Carl,
that.
your favorite meets or craziest meets?
Favorite, craziest, I don't know, what do I get into first? There's just so many.
This fucking guy.
Okay. My favorite, I don't know. This is not my favorite. It is one of my top favorites, but it's not the favorite.
Is it like the one with like one of the best memories? Or like, why are you picking this one?
I'm picking this one because I think I'll remember it the longest. So it was. So
it does have one of those best memories. It's like one that stands the longest.
Yeah. So this is like this is the one I got on my leg. Actually, this is the October one from 2024. Cave to the Grave. Or is that 25? I think it's 24.
Bro, you're asking not a good person with numbers.
Yeah. Okay. This was 2024.
This is the whole reason
No. This was not last year. This was 2024. That was like the first. That was a meet I went to with like crazy numbers in mind that I had no real backing to it.
Yeah, I didn't do this one with you.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I don't remember it.
So, this one, it was my first time getting coached, or maybe second time getting coached into a meet by you.
Oh, okay. Now I'm sorry. This is the RPS one. We had the problem with the collars.
No, this is not that one. I'm talking about one here, like in that mono in front of us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Came to the Grave.
The one that Candace took that recent photo of.
That was one even before then.
All right, dude. I fucking
You're
give up.
way off.
You know what? Just run the story, dude. I'm just here to listen.
I only know that's different because I had long hair in that picture, and this one I had my head buzz because I was the space monkey at this point.
You're a true member of Fight Club.
Yeah. So that one, I was rolling into it with like stupid numbers. Training went crazy that whole like year. I was prepping for it, and I wasn't prepping for that meet. I was just like, I think 2 months out of it, I was like, yo, Travis, do I do October or December? Which one do you want me to sign up for? And you were like, I think your words were you get hurt really fast, so let's strike while the iron's hot and just do this meet.
Surprise attack.
Yeah.
You gotta confuse your injuries.
That's right.
It's not confuse your muscle, confuse your injuries.
That's right. So I rolled into that one. I think I had like a small tweak, like maybe 4 weeks out from it, and you're like, all right, stop deadlifting. We can't be doing
Okay,
that.
now I remember this meet because we deadlifted like twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't be deadlifting. I pulled like maybe 3 plates 2 weeks out from it, and then I was like, all right, this is okay. I can stop now, and I'll just go into the meet. I opened up with what my squat third attempt was at my previous meet, not like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Which was like 580 something. No, I opened up higher. Okay, my squat PR was like 574. I opened up 583.
Okay.
Which was so cool in my mind. I loved that. I knew it was going to be an opener. It went just the way I thought it would. And then we immediately took the jump to like 6. It was a stupid jump. 650.
Yeah.
And I had only touched like 620 something. We jumped to 650, and I blistered that. And then from that point, I didn't know what was going on. And you called the last squat for like 83, but didn't tell me. And I thought it was gonna be like 74. So I was like, oh, 100-pound squat PR. That's so sick. But you called for 83, 683. I walk out, I take the 683, and it goes great. 3-way lights, and I was like, holy shit, there's a 110-pound squat PR in like 6 months.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
don't
fucking
know
impressive.
how that happens. In that same meet, I went on to bench my first 5, which was really cool. I think you were like on the side, and you like got up jumping like it was a good time. First 500 in a meet, and then I still went and pulled a PR. I pulled my first 5 in the meet. And it was like a 5:23 or 5:30.
And that was after your trip to Brokeback Mountain.
Right, that was after Brokeback Mountain. yeah. So I mean, that was a really good meet. A lot of good memories. That's one that'll stick with me for a long time, just because like it was. I mean, I think there was a crazy amount of like members of the team here too. That
There was. It was a very big outing for the team.
yeah, I think that on the platform after we got done, we all just took a picture. Like there was like 20 of us on there.
Yeah, everyone had Team No Luck shirts on. It was pretty
crazy.
fucking sweet.
So it was just a cool all around day. I'll remember that one for a long time. As far as crazy meet memories go, I'm on top of it, dude. I don't really fuck around with my wraps. I don't fuck around with my suit.
Your time's coming, bro.
I know it'll be there. I have crazy memories of handling people. Our boy Andrew fucking bombed out at the last one he did, but that was a fun one to handle him at.
Wildly entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, late to the meet.
That's right.
Starting off strong. I'm like texting her, like, where the fuck are you, dude?
Late to the meet, missed the lifter briefing, warmed up like every lift late.
Yeah, I was like, you are going way too slow. Like your flight is out there right now. You got like 2 more jumps to make. We took like 1. I was wrapping him for all this, so I wrapped his knees like 3 times in like maybe 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, because remember with the bench, I was in the back still warming him up while the flight was going on.
Yeah, even on bench it was moving slow
man,
too.
I was like, bro, get your shit together.
So I mean, that was just a crazy meet for me to be involved in. I think another one
better yet, that was more your first like true like coaching handling experience too.
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
is a
yeah.
good one for you.
Yeah. That was the first one I was actually.
That was like,
paying
hey,
attention to
Carl,
people's
I got
coaching.
7 people I coach out here. You and me are running the coaching train on everyone today.
Right, and it happened to be the time when he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be like fucking up everything, so you gotta handle a lot."
So
you
get to handle one of those lifters that just super not on top of their shit.
Yeah, I think we just talked about it actually before we hopped on, before we actually hit play on the recording. Quick draw, such a sick meet to be involved in, especially in equipment.
So if anyone doesn't know about quick draw, quick draw is me and Matt's idea. Originally, I had sparked the idea with Garrett Fear, and I cleared it with him before he put it live. It's the idea of, it's like a weekend pop-up meet, like a flash meet. All right, it's one flight up to 15 lifters preferably, because obviously it's going fast.
Yeah.
15 lifters. Everyone weighs in at noon. Everyone weighs at 11. The meet starts at noon. You're done by like fucking 2.
Yeah, it was very fast.
Super fast. So we did it one time. It was super dope. Everybody fucking loved it. And I was like, man, I kind of want to know what to improve on this, but we don't really have enough of them under our belt to really make that shot call. So me and Carl, I got one of our other meet directors to direct the meet. And me and Carl signed up for the meet, and we did a quick draw, but in single ply.
Yeah. So we were swapping out of like 4 pieces of gear in less than 2 hours.
I had a squat suit, a deadlift suit, and 2 bench shirts.
2 bench shirts, yeah.
And you want to talk about fucking fun, but crazy and fucking tired, dude.
Yeah, it's a true test on your GPP.
Yeah.
Like you're
if you
going,
think you're
going.
If you want to know if you're proficient in gear or not, that's the way to do it.
Like I remember peeling my squat suit off of myself, and then immediately putting the bench shirt on. Just
going. Like, just going, dude. Yeah, that was. I would say that's a great memory too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And that was asked by Mr_RY_4A, Mr. Ryan Veray.
Yes, sir.
Go-to meals post weigh-in, morning of, during meets, general meet nutrition. I want to focus more on like your post weigh-in and your morning / during.
Okay.
Now, post meet weigh-in, I can already answer for Carl. It's chicken fingers and that's it. He eats like a 5-year-old fucking child.
Don't forget the ketchup.
I
It's
consistently fuck with him when we do post meet weigh-ins because I eat like a fucking horse. I truly earned my nickname of Bear.
I can't keep up, dude.
I don't know where it all goes. I don't think anyone does.
No,
but
I've watched it first.
He'll watch me weigh in at 213 and then go to bed at like 229.
Yeah, like I'm like, are you throwing it down your shirt and I'm not looking like it's
He's just stuffing a t-shirt full. I got actually an empty pillowcase. I'm just dumping it all into. But I would say you already know my answer for post weigh-in. It's the sushi splooshy, bro.
The sushi splooshy?
Yes, the splooshy is where it's at. I like sushi. I know probably raw fish is a gamble before you go to a meet, but it's always been a tradition for us. And usually if somebody doesn't like sushi, we'll go to a place that also does like hibachi. So it's like it works out because people get your rice, you get your bunch of carbs, your meat, your protein. Like it's all good. Morning of, I'm usually, even though I'm really experienced, I wouldn't say I'm super nervous. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up or anything, but like I can't stomach a lot. Especially when we are in gear, like in a tight squat suit and with the LUP pulled up and shit. So I'm real basic, dude. I'm like a oatmeal in the microwave with a banana and like a protein shake and like a little Gatorade.
Yeah. Like
super duper basic, very bland, plain. Like it tastes like shit going down because you're nervous and you're like, well, like it's fucking oatmeal. Because I usually love oatmeal, but it always tastes worse the morning of a meet. It always does. No matter what flavor, you're just like, this sucks ass.
And it's easy coming up if it has to.
Yeah, it'll come up maybe. And I would say during a meet, I think I can easily say for both of us, our go-to is Rice Krispies and Uncrustables.
For sure, dude.
We are some Uncrustable hustlers, bro. Like if I pull out one, I give one to Carl. If he pulls one out, he gives it to me. Like we steady cycle some Uncrustables.
I can shuffle them like a deck of cards.
Yeah, we're passing those down the line. But I used to be big on like plain rice and like chicken and stuff. I can do that during a meet. Depending on how hungry I am and how fast the meat's going. But I'm super big. Dude, I am the biggest ice cold grape Pedialyte whore.
Oh, really?
Like, dude, that first sip of an ice cold Pedialyte after weigh-in, whoo! That's the one, bro.
That's the one.
That's the one, dude.
Well, that's because you're cutting weight. You
know? I did them last time when I didn't cut weight.
Okay.
I just like them, dude.
I'm about to say, like, as far as like
it's like a fucking treat, man. It lets you know it's time.
Okay,
it's like a tradition. Like when you taste that sip, you're like, it's fucking go time.
I recognize that taste.
Yeah, it means I'm gonna make poor decisions, maybe get a total. Yeah. But yeah, definitely for me. What about you, post weigh-in? Is there anything different?
No, not really. I think if I'm doing a meet around here, like at the cave, there's a spot down by the college I always go to. I get like this chicken and rice meal that's just like some barbecue and mayo sauce on it.
So pretty basic though, still.
Yeah, just like, you know, it's got like it's not grilled chicken, it's fried chicken. So like, it kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes if I'm really nervous for the meet, like if I'm like got a lot riding on it in my head, like meets are never that serious. But like you make it up to yourself. Like
you make it what it is.
So Sometimes like it'll upset my stomach, so I go a little bit less, or like just like watch my sodiums. I don't want to have too much sodium going into a meat. As far as like post weigh-ins, I keep it simple. I don't really change too much. I don't track any food that I eat normally, and I'm able to like hold at 215, 216 on a daily basis. So I just stick to the usual stuff, and I have like a treat like the chicken from the restaurant, and that's it. Chicken, rice, beef rice, some steak, some ribeye.
Nice.
I don't do anything crazy. I will say the times that I travel with Travis when we go to meets and I try to keep up with him, we try to stop and get some breakfast in the morning.
Yo, we forgot we are CB boys. We are Cracker Barrel boys for sure.
Yeah, true.
Country boy breakfast all day.
And if one's not available in the immediate 20-minute vicinity, we'll try to find a Bob Evans to go to.
Bobby E's.
Big
Bobby E's.
Usually like it's that, throw a protein shake down, snack, find either the hotel or the Airbnb you're at for the time being, then grab like some lunch after you snack, pick up some ice cream on the way home, throw it in the freezer, pick out a spot for dinner. We go get whatever dinner it's gonna be, and then okay, really funny thing that happened at the Bobby's meet we went to, my last single ply meet. I saved my dinner because I couldn't finish. I was so full. I was hurting so bad. And I put it in the fridge, and later that evening, after I ate my ice cream, I was like, I gotta go finish that. Because you were like, you're not allowed to go to bed tonight until you're 225 or something like that.
True friend and true coach.
So I was like, all right, fuck, I gotta go. I grabbed this, and we were watching like Shoresy in the Airbnb.
That's right.
And I was like, man, I'm sorry. I got to go sit down somewhere else that's not around you guys and just put this down because I had to concentrate on eating
miserable.
the food.
It's the next level.
So I mean, that was the refeed. That was rough, but
you forgot, man. The magic thing for getting ready for the meat prep while you're eating all your snacks is you got to watch all the shitty Jurassic Parks. You can't watch the good ones. You can only do like the last 3 that are all like. The real shitty one where they're at
all
like
the new ones.
Yeah, all the real shitty ones where they're like
selling the dinosaurs to like the on auction.
Yeah, it's like fucking eBay dinosaurs and shit. Like that's the ones you gotta watch.
On repeat in the hotel
fucking
room
terrible. It's a
24 hours.
24-hour marathon. What didn't they do 24-hour marathon of that? What was the other one? Was it Terminator?
Predator.
We watched all the fucking Predators. They're so bad.
I think no, they're not all bad.
Well, they had number 2 on for like a fucking loop.
Number 2 is bad.
Is so bad.
I will always
when they're in the
say number
city.
2 is bad.
Oh my god, it's horrific.
Yeah,
but yeah.
It's like not in a jungle fighting like these dudes
it's
in the
old.
army.
It's
old. He's fighting construction workers and mobsters.
Yeah, it's like real shitty, dude. All right. Who asked that question? I have to look that up. I'm gonna shout them out once we look at it. All right, so let's do this one real quick. Who was your biggest inspiration? Okay, so I took this as 2 different ways. Your biggest inspiration to powerlifting, like you think a lot of people look up to or reflecting and shaping powerlifting, and then like your own personal one that you really looked up to. And this was actually asked by your waifu.
Really?
Yeah.
She put one in? Oh, sweet.
She did. She
Okay,
like
cool.
It's like she cares about you or something.
She's my inspiration.
What a Did you have some of the boner drink before you answered that question?
Yeah, dude.
You
I
sneak
did.
a sip?
Yeah.
All right.
When you weren't looking.
All right. I would say I'm going to start with my biggest inspiration, like, to me personally. And Anthony did a fair share of ass kissing to me less on their I mean, that's not me saying that. He said that directly.
No, I know. I just think it's funny.
If I had to kiss someone's ass, I would say it's an inspiration to me because, like, I haven't been in gear near as long as I've been as a raw lifter. I was a big, and still am, one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. Sweet guy, smart fucking guy, and also, besides for John Flagg, another coach I would recommend. Big fan of my boy, my good friend, my good side-by-side competitor, Eric Wilberg.
Nice.
Eric was crazy strong. He was also in the top 10 with me for 181 and 198. Back when me, him, Garrett Fear, Chad Pension, we were all in the top 10s for sleeves and raw with wraps. With John being at the top. fucking us all up.
Sure.
By well over 200, 300
tats,
pounds.
you know,
yeah, fucking around with us for fun. But Eric Wilbur, crazy good deadlifter. I remember he was on. I was coaching for Bama, and he was one of Bama's athletes, and he did a meet at Shark City well before they got it closed off and switched to the other building. So this bitch is hot.
Okay.
Like, we got fans and a roll-up door in the middle of fucking summer, and that's it.
Ooh.
So I remember Bama's like, hey, I had something happen with my flight. Like, Eric, talk to Travis. He's going to be there. He'll help you out. He'll handle you. So I handled Eric, and that's how me and him got closer.
Okay.
I handled him for a meet. I had him putting his hands in a Ziploc bag and putting him in a bucket of ice to keep his hands from swelling up. But so it wouldn't get wet and he'd get all like moist and rip his hands.
Makes sense.
And it was fucking hot, so I was trying to keep him cooled down. But he ended up having a really good meet. We became really good friends. Obviously competing against each other, competing alongside each other. Sometimes he'd be competing, I'd be reffing. Like, me and him have had just a great relationship on and off. Super smart guy. I love his content. I love who he is as a person. He was always supportive of the foundation. Now he dates Heather E. Connor.
Yeah, and she's strong as shit too.
She is strong as shit. That was probably my definition of a power couple right there. Like, they're both fucking really strong.
She's like, what, a 57?
Yeah, and Eric always gave me, as a 198er, Eric always gave me really bad body dysmorphia. Like, I thought I was doing good, and I was like, man, I'm pretty fucking big and jacked at 198.
Right.
And then Eric would be around, I'm like, I'm a bitch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I don't look like that, though.
I definitely look like an endomorph around you.
Dude. No, I look like Ecto. Ecto means you're skinny. Ecto is the long skinny.
Yeah, but like you felt like you looked like shit, so you're like, oh man, definitely feeling my endo.
Endo just means blocky, man. You got to give that shit up, Carl. But yeah, I would say,
just insecure.
Yeah, it's you, buddy. You're projecting onto me on our podcast.
Yeah.
So shout out Eric Wilbur. Eric was one of my biggest influences growing up, and of course, like. Chad was also super cool. Me and him shot a lot of shit. He was on Live Large. Him and his wife are super cool people. They're fucking hysterical. Just good people to be around and fun people to be around. And people that were in my own weight class that, like, I never really looked at them like, oh, those are my rivals, because, like, I think I've said this before on the podcast, like, most of the guys in the top 10 at that time, like, everyone, it wasn't about, like, who was stronger. It was, like, who was healthier when he showed up to the platform. So, like, we were literally, like, 5 and 10 pounds away from each other in lifts and stuff. So it was, like, anybody's ballgame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I think everybody in that area and that time period, like, understood that. So everyone was super fucking cool with each other. The only one that wasn't cool with it, who ended up being cool with it, was Garrett.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Garrett was the number one OG shit talker and stuff. And then he, like, fucked around, and I beat him by, like, a couple Wilkes at the time. Wilkes points at Nationals. And then he shook my hand, and we were cool after that. And we've been bullshitting friends ever since.
Yeah.
But, like, it was like Garrett was one of those guys talked the most internet shit, and he just had to, quote unquote, earn his respect. So,
talking a lot of internet beef. I guess, do you want to go on to mine now?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Got any more?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Biggest inspiration, powerlifting. So, I don't know. Okay, here's my quick, I came into lifting weights in like 2018. 2019, they had the West Side movie drop. I got really deep into that. So I learned a lot about the West Side stuff. But the thing was, to my my own fault, I didn't know the difference between raw and equipped lifting at the time. So I was just like, oh, these guys are just lifters the same way we are.
Okay.
So when it comes to like going forward in lifting, I was just still thinking of these guys, but in the same sense, like they weren't doing the same thing that I was doing in the gym. Like I was lifting raw powerlifting, you know, linear programming, and it wasn't until like 2021 when I really realized like, oh, this is all the equipped side. I'm now getting to the equipped side. I can push forward with all the stuff that I used to know here. So a lot of those guys, like Kenny Patterson, George Halpert, were two guys that I watched a lot of bench videos on in the past. I watched a lot of Hoff's videos, And I don't know, just I can spit off 20 more names from that side that I thought were inspirations to myself. But as far as in person, like my first experience seeing somebody in the gym, like that's a strong dude, happened to be Richie.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. As far as like,
I met Richie back in like probably 2018, 2019, around the same time.
when he was coming around squatting with me like twice a week.
No, this was before that. I knew him before he started coming here. I ran into him at the Pure Fitness around here, and he was squatting like 6 plates, and to me that was like the biggest fucking thing I've ever seen. So I was like starting to talk to him. We started training a little bit here and there, just like when we caught each other in the gym. And that was like an eye-opening thing to me at the time, where I was like, oh, people can be very strong. And then I met you, and then like, oh, there's like levels to this shit. Like,
Dude, and I'm pretty sure Richie thought that too when he met me.
Yeah,
because Richie's like what, literally a foot taller than both of us.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's 6. He's got to be like
6'2", 6'3".
So, yeah, he's way taller than me. And at the time was like pushing like what, like 280.
Yeah. He was in the 275s.
Yeah.
With like, before he started like training here and training with like over in Delaware, he was probably like a 1,800 pound total guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like soon after started pushing in the 2Ks.
Yeah.
So
because he had never squat 700.
No, first 700 was in the gym when he.
And then he was watching me bang it for like doubles and wraps and shit, and was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So really cool guy. One of the first dudes I met that was like strong as fuck, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I want to dive into this side of like how to get strong.
That's dope. That's cool. I like how you can relate it to like someone like local. Like,
yeah,
you're like, oh, that was like the dude all of a sudden. Like,
yeah, I'm sure everybody's got somebody they've seen at their local gym before they knew about like strength sports and powerlifting in that aspect, and they were like, oh, what the hell? That's a real thing.
And I'll go ahead and answer this next one since you can't, Youngblood.
Yeah, this is all yours.
This is by my boy Martinez _Rodney from across the seas. When training submasters and up, what are your biggest pieces of advice to not get fucked up all the time and still be able to compete? So recently here, especially, I've been doing the program I have designed right now is called Less is More. We're on what, less is more round 3, and now we just moved to medium is more.
I like the
I figured you'd like the humor in my titles of the programming. Medium is more, meaning we're slowly implementing a little bit more of the things I was doing before I hurt my pec, just to get some more frequency and technique, which is what I really want for bench for my bad lockout arm, the one I've had too many injuries to one side of my body on. But I would say is, like, I really think an important thing for my progression right now is, I've been bodybuilding my ass off, right? A lot of people have been joking around with me because I go to PF Chang's Club Purple Planet Fitness with my wife, who was struggling to get back to, like, consistency of working out. And so, like, I really enjoy, like, it feels like almost like I'm young again. While I'm a submaster, which I appreciate the irony of, like, going back to my roots where you're in like a public gym and you're like doing all the bodybuilding stuff.
You're just revisiting, dude.
It's
always
like,
been there.
It's coming full circle, bro.
Yeah.
It's coming full circle.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm back raw in like a day or so. No, fuck
yeah,
that.
Right. Yeah, right.
So like the bodybuilding frequency right now has been really good. Another big thing for me is I like to hit a lot of different accessories that target different angles and different variations of the muscle you're hitting. And I like to do them 2 sets or 2 rounds per thing, right? Because I found that if I usually do 2 to 3, right? I almost never do 4. 4, I found out I'll go hard as shit the first 3 and then fuck around and then do eventually the 4th set. So it eats up my workout and I don't put as much effort in because I know me and I know things that work for me have to be tailored to me. Hence why I don't have a coach, because I'm like the worst athlete ever. So yeah, if I do things of 2, I'll put really hard work into those 2 sets and then I'll move on and do the same with the next 2 sets. So that really, really helps me. And also making responsible choices, and like, I know this sounds played out, but knowing when to put your foot on the gas and when to pull back. Like, there's been plenty of days where like we were squatting, we get to like, 500-600 pounds and I'm like, Carl, like my knee feels really weird today. I feel extra tight. Like I think I'm just gonna call it today. And like usually when you're younger, you would like, oh, you're a pussy, man. Just like fucking tough it out. You'll loosen up. You'll warm up. But like as you get older and you've had reoccurring injuries, especially this like severe ones I've had, bro, like it's all about longevity right now. It's about living to see the next day. It's about living to the next meet to go fucking do it with this guy. It's not about like there's nothing left to prove. And I'm slowly learning as a submasters moving towards a masters that like, you know how you win? You fucking outlast everybody else.
You just continue going.
You just continue to go, man. And if you really love it, that's what it becomes about anyway. Like, I know for a fact I can never put up the raw numbers I did at one time ever again. And I'm completely okay with that. And just learning to love where you're at in the sport and the capacity you're doing it at. It's truly what keeps you like training as a submasters and growing into an older, extremely seasoned lifter and being able to like, hey, if I manage this correctly, I can still get, 1 or 2 meets in a year, do a qualifier and then do the big ones.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, that's what you really need to shoot for. And if you if you do more than 2 meets a year, make sure you're not going out there to blow your load, right? Like maybe you're just going to put up just your openers and seconds and for a qualifier and not go all out and save it for the big one, right?
Yeah.
Like don't go balls to the wall. Treat it as just like, a moderate max effort day, get it done, get your qualification, deload for a couple days and go right back to training without any nagging injuries and fucked yourself up because you put your eye on the prize too early. I think that's what's really been keeping me around because I've been doing a lot better with that.
Yeah, super easy to like manage that too.
Yeah.
Like if you're going into a meet and you've had a whole 6-month training cycle. Well, now you're just going to go take your openers, maybe a second on one of the lifts, and just test it out. Has this gotten any return from your training?
I mean, and to be real, like I don't give myself enough credit as far as doing better with that. Like, Carl, when's the last time you saw me do a meet and I took 9 attempts?
I have not.
Right, yeah, I'm not. Right? Usually it's like 5 to 6 attempts in the last 2 years. So I'll take what I need to lock down the total and I'll get the fuck out scot-free.
Yeah.
That's always the goal, is to live, to get that little PR, knock another, a check off the goal list and just fucking move on without fucking getting hurt.
Train for 6 months to go in and lift for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's the way to do it, man.
It seems to be working.
But really good question. All right, last couple questions. Best, this one's by our boy Anthony, Trigger Warning Conjugate. Best and worst thing about equip lifting / same thing for raw. What do you think the best thing about equip lifting for you is? Try to make it short and sweet.
I love the community.
If you were gonna sell equip lifting
to
a new lifter,
okay,
what would the best thing be? That's how I'm trying to think.
Oh
of this
yeah,
question.
that's good. I really like the community behind the equip lifting scene. I feel like because it is not a huge sport, there's a small.
It's like a sport within a sport.
We're just like in a little subnet of the whole powerlifting sport. So there's everyone knows everybody. We all follow all the same people on Instagram, and so we all see each other's training. If you post it, you know what I mean? So I feel like everybody's really close-knit in talking about ideas in training, different ways to do things, different gear that works for, the different kind of person.
You know what really proved that to me?
What's that?
Facebook buy-sell gear groups.
Yeah.
Because it's all the same people you follow on Instagram that are like, hey, who's selling this shirt that's my size? Oh, yeah, I see him on Instagram.
Exactly.
It's that close. You're like, I've actually seen that shirt in training.
I bought a deadlift suit. I didn't end up using this deadlift suit because it wasn't working for me. But I saw it on Facebook, and then I was like, I know that guy. I know what crew he trains in. Let me go DM on Instagram.
Right.
So, I mean, it's that's one of the really good things I like about equip lifting.
And what's the worst thing for you?
Also the community. We're all really toxic.
Yeah, okay. You know what? That's very fair. I like that answer, Carl. That's good. Equip community. But you can say the same thing for raw, though.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's toxic in a different way.
It's toxic in a different way.
Yeah.
I feel like it eats itself alive in some points.
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing I'd say.
Especially when it comes to who's attempting to uphold the standard versus who's not, who's letting it fly by the seat of their pants.
Yeah.
It shows, I think since it's a lot smaller, favoritism's easier.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I'd say the best thing about equip lifting, I I really like the skill level.
Yeah.
I like the skill aspect of it. Like, bro, like nothing is more satisfying than watching someone try gear for the first time. They're like, what the fuck? This isn't just like a slingshot? Like, yeah, dude, you don't just put on a shirt and bench like 600 plus pounds. Like, there's a lot of nuances in learning things, and like just like raw with wraps, like each wrap has its own style, but so does each shirt and each suit. Like, if you were a younger Legos kid or Transformer kid or Gundam Wing or even Marvels, right? Like Iron Man. Now's your time to combine your favorite sport of lifting and also have your own super robot suit. That is also customizable by color and tailor and shape.
To your liking.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, it's the nerd aspect of geared lifting is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I like the way Dave Tate described it in one of his podcasts. He said like he was like a good to great lifter in like maybe the top 30s. But, like, if he can learn the equipment, it could take him to the top 10s.
Yeah, so, I mean, and that's the thing, too. Like, you're only as good as your total in geared lifting if you have the skill to showcase the power.
Exactly.
So, like, you can be strong as fuck, but, like, if you can't master the gear, you're not going to be able to show off, like, the top end of that.
Yeah, and if you're not as strong as the top guys, but you learn how to use it
But if you're patient enough to learn those skills,
right.
you can bullshit your way up a little bit. I mean, bullshit's the wrong word.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, Carl. And we all know you're bullshitting. And I'd say the worst thing about equipped lifting is the weight fluctuations. So, like it's really heartbreaking when you find a shirt that, like, works super good for you, and then you get stressed out and you lose, like, 5 pounds, and you're like, why does everything feel so fucking heavy? And like, I mean, you can say the same thing for Raw, but Raw, you're wearing a fucking t-shirt. Here, you're like, oh, I just lost $300 because this shirt is fucking way too loose on me now.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean. So like, it is harder to like you have to be really consistent in staying in your weight class and filling out the suit the correct way and the correct proportions, or else you got to be a Facebook marketplace scavenger like myself.
Right. And they make gear that helps that out. Like, there are, like, briefs.
Yeah, like LUP, and you get lace
suits,
mods
you
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I have a pair of briefs that were just as with the lace mod on the back,
Exactly.
because I always lose weight in my torso, but my legs and butt will stay the same. So I'll have a Carl lace the torso part of it. So this will fit tighter, but like I still have room for my ass and my legs.
Yeah, so if you're constantly like gaining and dropping 10 pounds here or there, but you want to keep your training consistent and you're, cycling through getting suits on, I think like any suit with a lace is
lace mods. And if you have briefs you really, really like and you're like, man, I just want to get these altered so I can stay in them for as long as possible, there's tons of different companies. Pack-a-Punch, F8 Customs, Heavy Needle Ritual, all these people can do mods and are great people. I've worked with all three before, done great work to suits for me, Jess, and Carl.
Yeah.
So good people along the way. And then best and worst thing about Raw,
I like the simplicity of Raw.
yeah, it's nice to be able to show up to the gym and just like have your normal shit and just
there.
like, yeah, just be able to do it. It takes less time for sure.
It
takes less time. You can train with less people.
Yeah, you train by yourself if you need to.
Yeah,
a lot
most
of
of
them do. You can show up to a meet with a belt and a singlet. And then
Yeah, you don't need a whole pit crew to change you or help you.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably like,
It helps the sport grow.
yeah,
being that simple.
yeah, it's more easily accessible, so that way the sport grows faster.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that's probably the best part about Raw. And then I'd say the worst thing about Raw is probably like, because of the access and ease to get into the door, it also does the same thing for super low level Raw coaching.
Yeah.
It brings in a lot of your classic, hey, I just bought a Reebok polo, here's my clipboard, where's my lifter at? Never done a meet, never been to a meet. Like, and it shows when you come to a meet. It looks like shit. You make shit calls, you're a shit coach. Like, you did one meet or saw one and now you're like, hit me up for DM coaching. It creates a lot more access for that, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I mean, with a bigger pool of people, you're going to have more of that. I'm sure that's on the equip side too, but you just see it less because there's less of us. And
yeah, there is.
usually, the people that are in equipment are in the sport for longer. Like, if you're willing to spend the money on the equipment,
Yeah,
like
that is true.
You're gonna spend more time in the sport.
Yeah.
You get a lot of guys in raw lifting that's just like
Flashes and pans.
you do a meet, you do 2 meets, and then you're kind of like, all right, that was fun.
Yeah. All right, so Tommy Peppers 716. What is something that you found that worked best to improve your squat and deadlift? Carl, you get one tidbit for each of them. Quickly go.
Improve my squat. Adductor movements, hip movements.
Building a strong coochie.
Yeah.
Clam slammers.
Those were crazy for accelerating my squat
So
growth.
banded clamshells are good girl, bad girls. Stuff with hip adduction.
Yep.
Super underrated.
Works wonders.
It helps if you have a really good partner that's also the same sex as you and you stare real deeply into their eyes as you do them.
Yeah.
Eye contact while muscle contraction is the way to go.
It really helps the mind muscle connection.
It's 12 to 15 reps of stare at them really, really lovingly. It always helped me.
Yeah, it's very good. For the deadlift, nothing's improved my deadlift.
You're like, it's still trash.
When I find it, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I would say for you, man, learning how to properly float to improve floor positioning really helped you.
You know, I was just talking to Nate about that yesterday, learning how to float the bar when you're deadlifting.
Well, and learning what a float is. Like, it's very easy to say, but that's like why I still record my warm-up videos. I use them to send to clients because I'll float stuff at lighter weights and it's a lot easier to see versus just trying to describe that to someone.
That is a good cue for myself when I'm getting into like the max effort pulls or singles or doubles, where if I'm like at a certain weight and I can still get a good float and control before I actually pull, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good day.
Right, yeah. So you're almost like your feeler weights, you can judge it by your feeler slack and float.
Right. If I got mid fours in there and I can float before I pull, I'm like,
I'm on it today.
We're gonna pull
my
something.
timing is on point. All right. I like that. That was a good answer.
Yeah.
For me, something that improved my squat. Frequency with, I know this is going to sound super weird. Frequency with walking lunges. Every time I felt like I got better at walking lunges, like I could go up 5 pounds or like I can make it more paces with like, not even like more paces, but like more paces in a row without like stumbling or having to take a break. Like every time I thought I like made like an improvement in that, my squat always got better.
Now, is that due to like joint health or is that due to isometric work?
Probably both. And for me, like obviously with injuries, like closed chain movements where I'm always like 2 feet on the floor pressuring both at the same time versus walking lunges where obviously open chain where like I lose that stability like because one leg's fucked up more than the other, vice versa. You know what I mean? Like every time those started more evening out and I could control it more, I noticed my closed chain movements improve greatly.
What about your deadlift?
And deadlift, I would say I'm definitely like a hamstring dominant puller. Like I probably scoop less under it than I used to. Actually, I would say no. I'd say the best thing that improved my deadlift is learning like what thoracic flexion looks like, what is considered a safe amount, and having the awareness to be able to lock it down within a brace and hold that.
Explain what thoracic flexion is.
So thoracic flexion is like your upper back where you would see that slight rounding, almost like a little bit of a hunch. But like if that's your starting position and you still finish like that with your shoulders locked in the same position, you can lock it out the same way, right? And a lot of really heavy pullers, especially conventional, will use that to their advantage to lock at a lower point because it technically elongate your arms
by like a ½ inch to an
inch.
inch.
It's not anything like crazy noticeable.
But it helps.
But if you're like, I mean, you got to think, like if you master thoracic flexion and being able to lock that down and you pull hook grip, that's at like an extra inch. So, I mean, you have to be careful with shoulder sag because you look soft from the front.
It's true.
But after this drink, I don't look soft anytime.
Dude, it's not a boner drink. I swear.
I tried. It's been an hour and I don't have a raging hard on in the middle of the podcast, so I tried. So thank you for that question, Tommy.
That's a good question.
That was a good question. All right, we got 2 more real quick. We can knock it out. Season finale. Thoughts? I love this question by BB Bear, I consider that's bodybuilding bear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thoughts on using briefs and equipment for lifters who don't compete, which is a great question for Carl, because this motherfucker didn't compete for eternity until he found our Lord and Savior Super Katana and put the magic diaper pants on.
That's right. So I started with the diaper pants.
But you weren't competing. You were just wearing them because it's the only way you could squat, right?
So, okay. Yeah, it was the only way I could squat and I wouldn't have any, chronic back pain going through. What I think happened, I'm not a professional on this, but there was a point, a stress point I'd reached squatting that would provide a lot of feedback, meaning it just started to hurt. Now, if I put the briefs on, I was still able to train, but I was able to train safely at that point where I was making other aspects of myself stronger while protecting the points that needed the less stress added to them.
You treated briefs like you're lifting condom.
Yes, dude, and I was so.
We have a lot of sexual references this episode. It's the drink. It's the drink. They're going to be our new sponsor for season 3.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's the goal.
I hope so. So I think they're very good for pushing limits of past stressors that would normally provide like chronic pain areas.
I like that. I think that's really good. And making sure those fit well too.
Yeah.
Because just putting on some magic diaper pants that don't fit really good. Especially for me, like I had ones that would actually cause issues because I had the legs cut too short on some of them because I enjoyed lifting like that. But remember I started getting those really bad hamstring little like nicks and stuff because
right
it was tucking into the weakest point of like where the hardest lift I was pushing through. So I would be more susceptible to like little hamstring tweaks and shit.
Now, you don't got to be super specific on it because the briefs I used back then are what I still use now, and I put on 25 pounds since then.
2-ply Inzer Preds?
Yeah, 2-ply just base Inzer Preds.
That's pretty basic. That's pretty, like, not saying you're a basic.
No, that is.
But, that's like the go-to.
Right.
I am a huge fan of Titan Boss. Mm-hmm. If you can find the old ones with the Executioner logos, chef's kiss, man. Those are my babies. And if you can get lucky enough to find them grid stitch, just wedge them up in your ass.
If you are just using briefs to get able to train don't put grid stitches on.
I was excited. I like grid stitch. I also would add that to my best thing about equip lifting is I enjoy things that make me super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I thrive in uncomfortable situations. So like if I'm already scared to squat and then you put me in a bunch of shit that also hurts, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my fucking jam. I know that sounds super fucking weird, but like, it's if I'm not in pain while I'm squatting, like,
it's not squatting.
Yeah, it's not, dude. Like, I like it when Rob would put my straps up in that fucking way too small overkill, and it just feel like on the way down, your nipples were just like peeling off.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's terrible.
And I'd wear no shirt under it, and I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it's just good for like, what's the word?
Longevity?
Well, yeah, longevity, but also just like, you train over what your normal max.
General overloading principles.
Right, overloading. Thank you.
Yeah, a little bit safer way to do that as well.
It's also great for that.
Yeah. You answered that pretty well. So let's go look at this last one. I saved this question for last. It's by our boy Steve Ruffin, Wedge_God. I think this is a great way to end season 2. I almost said season 3. What do you think, what do you think the overall culture of powerlifting will look like in 5 to 10 years? What about 20?
Okay, I've actually given this a lot of thought.
All right, you can go first again then.
Because not only culture, but I think the culture is raw lifting is where it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be any overreach of
not like
lifting.
Everyone keeps saying like it's a dying and then a resurgence or like
no.
You don't think we're gonna go so far left into raw lifting that all of a sudden we gotta shift right hard.
The only thing I'll say to that is there's a large surge on social media of people benching in elbow wraps and slingshots,
which we could arguably say is sort of a gateway thing.
Right. Yeah, it's like smoking pot. It's a gateway drug. That's the only thing I would say could swing one way or the other. But as far as like numbers in powerlifting and like totals in powerlifting, I think we're going to see something crazy in the next 20 years because I was on open powerlifting looking at the numbers, and back in like the 80s, 90s, a lot of single ply numbers for the top guys were like 23s, 22s. Now we're seeing like 23s, 22s as the top Raw guys.
Right.
So in 20 years, with all the extra training knowledge we're going to accrue over that time,
I think single ply normal is going to be like 3K.
I think that the Raw numbers, this might be crazy, I think the Raw numbers are going to mimic the elite equipped multiply numbers now.
Okay.
So like the 25s, 26, 27s, even 28s. So 25 years from now, there's going to be like 10 guys totaling 27, 2,800 pounds total.
I think that's
completely
reasonable
raw.
to expect. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's real crazy, too, to look at the future generation coming up and just like how strong people are. Like, God, I feel like right out of the womb.
There's like 2 guys right now I think are capable of 2,700 pound raw totals.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just going to get more from there.
Yeah.
But it is wild seeing like how strong some of the kids nowadays are.
I think the culture is weird too. Like, I want to look more at the culture side of it. Like, obviously, social media has blown lifting, not just powerlifting, but lifting in general, into like the biggest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everyone's a first name, last name, _fit. Like, everyone's got like a fitness influence. Everyone's got a fitness page. Everyone's trying to sell some kind of fitness booty band, some pre-workout, like something. But like, I think when we look at like the culture and how, especially now that we're cycling a lot of cancel culture, like we really are. It's bad. Because I was just watching that one guy get his fucking shit tore up.
Talking about that dude with the
one that said he took an IED to the face and then like publicly apologized and like people are fucking dragging him through the fucking mud.
Yeah.
But like shit like that, like people get outed really easily.
Sure.
I think that like in this 5 to 10 year period, the sport's going to continue to grow. But I think because of the number of people, that industry has become less accessible for money for new upcomers. Like, I think we'll have influencers that make a lot of money, but the ones who are choosing to try to pursue that as like a full-time thing is going to go down. Like, I think it's going to weed some people out.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a mass weeding out of people. And I think within 5 to 10 years, because of all this talk and circulation about like, hey, what could we do to pull everything together? What could we do to like pull back some meat so there's a higher demand in order to shift the focus on where athletes are competing and to get the best of the best in the same place at the same time? I think within the next 5 and 10 years, there's going to be enough smart people, fingers fucking crossed because there's not a lot of them in powerlifting, enough smart people with voices that pull together and say, look, these are the people we need to get in contact with. These are the people that need to agree to disagree to make it happen. And something has to be done to up the demand and up the competitiveness of the sport for everyone involved. And I don't know who to point in the right direction. I don't know who to do that with, but I hope I'm involved. But like, I don't know. That's where I want to see it in 5 to 10 years. 20 years, how old am I? I'm 36, so in 20 years I'll be 56. If I make it past 50, I'll be fucking super surprised. So I might not see that.
What do you mean, lifting past 50 or just being here past
Alive, dude. Alive. I'm just living it up with you.
Yeah, dude. Day by day.
I'm just saying, dude, like, there's a tattoo on the back of my leg that's a zombie cat, and it says 9 lives. And I don't know how many I've used, but I've fucking used...
You're supposed to keep count of those, dude.
I'm like Batman Returns, when they have the Penguin and Christopher Walken, and I'm like... When she's like... God, who's the actress that plays Catwoman in that one? God, we are so fucking off topic.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I want to say Nicole Kidman, but it's totally fucking not. Where she's whipping it, and she's got the fucking taser.
Yeah.
And he shoots her like 5 times, and she's like counting her lives, and she's like about to die, but she's gonna kill him with him, and she's like, "I'll save a few for next Christmas." That's me.
That's you.
Except
you forgot to count them. So
I'm shot, gonna tase Christopher Walken, Catwoman. And I got a couple lives left I'm saving for next Christmas. A.K.A. next Carl.
There ain't going to be a next Carl.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and sticking with us for Season 2. We've been having a blast doing this. Again, I want to thank Carl for jumping on this fucking journey with me and deciding we're gonna randomly do a podcast that I wanted to do for years and just fucking run with it, and we've had a blast doing it. So a special shout out thank you to Anthony and Roman for being on our podcast and then letting us on theirs. We said we weren't gonna do interviews on this podcast, but if we were gonna do them, like, I couldn't have picked two other people I'd want to do them more with than people who basically mimic us.
They share the same interests.
They share the same interests, has the same relationship
same
and dynamic.
direction. So it's very cool.
Really appreciate those guys being out here and also submitting some questions. If you ever want questions answered on the podcast or you like what we did today, please feel free to shoot us some time. We're always looking for new episode ideas. Or if we just want to compile another list again and do another Q&A, that's great too. I enjoyed this one. It was definitely fun.
Yeah, it was good.
So thank you for everybody who shouted out some questions and did it up. Carl, what would you like to wrap up this season with?
I don't know. I just think if I want to wrap it up, I'm hoping for some good training to come forward in the next month, 2 months before we get going in for this meet. And
that's what we should say. We're doing APO
Coastal
Clash in Virginia Beach, on the beach, sand stuck in our cracks. In equipment, which was Carl's idea, and I did not support, but I'm here with him.
After we compete, we can build a sandcastle.
Probably with the sand we dump out of our briefs. So we'll be doing that one, but we're going to take a break from the podcast and launch season 3 in April when we come back. So we will be about, 2 months out from the meet?
Yeah, we're going to run a quick training cycle in between while we take the hiatus. And then when we come back around April, we're going to be very close, about 8-ish weeks, 7-8-ish weeks out from the meet.
Right, and we've set some stones and stuff for this block, so that way when we come back in April, we'll have some important things to talk about. How that cycle with things we've been implementing and things I solidified for this block and organized with you, Rachel, and Bo.
Yeah, not Eddie because he's strongman trading now.
Yeah, Eddie's going to strongman.
Shout out Eddie.
Yeah, shout out Eddie. So, yeah, man. Like I said, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Carl, it's been real good, sir.
It's been real.
Glad to cancel. We still got to get podcast tattoos. We have to do that while we have the season off.
All right.
That's got to be your next tattoo.
Fair enough.
It's got to be something fun.
Right
here on the forehead. I'll find a spot. It might have to be my forehead.
That'd be your first face tattoo.
This fucking guy. All right. With love and grumpy paws, we're out.